So a Haitian woman came into my store today. It was helping her out, help her change her plan and everything. And it was lit, it was cool. But man, oh man, it was like dealing with another version of my mother. And uh, I gotta say, like, people are tough. People are tough to deal with. But she was like looking at me and she said that like, is your hair as long as your beard? I'm like, yeah. And sometimes I forget how long my beard actually is, you know? I don't know, sometimes I feel like my beard just melts into my face. But like my shit is actually pretty long. She was like, is your beard as long as your hair? I'm like, yeah, it is. But I've been growing my hair longer. I was trimming my beard. I stopped trimming my beard not too long. A couple, maybe like 7 years now. I'm not too sure. But she was like saying like you should like maybe you know you don't have to like make it short, but you can always trim, like you could like cut it. Like she said something about coke because some of the hairs are turning red. I was like, wait a second, but I like that. I like that. Especially, did you see? Oh, I may have not started just at the right time, but like in the sun, you see all the, because it's not just these hairs that are red. I have red in my locks too. So it's like I'm a redhead, nigga. I'm a redhead. I'm a redhead. And it just kind of brings me back to like my ancestry, which I've never done my ancestry because I don't believe in giving them my stuff. I like to use my intuition to kind of figure out what my ancestry is, to see where I've been, and that's been many different places. So Lyra, for instance, is still one of the best synchronicities that I've ever had in my life. Is that like a new coworker, this is at an old job, she was asking me, yo, like, where are you from? And in my mind I'm like, do I tell her like where I was born when I came here on this earth, or do I tell her like my starseed origin? And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna tell her my starseed origin. Like, I don't know if you know about this, but like I'm from Lyra. Like it's I forget exactly how I explained it, but like, you know, the Palladians and all them, like I'm a Lyran, you know, they're the cat people. They got the locks, you know. They're very much like the indigenous, you know, stories, old story. Even the name Juniper, yo, like has indigenous backgrounds to it, you know. As you can see, there's the sun. Look at this shit, bruh. It's beautiful. Like, in honesty, just leaving it be. Like, that's something that's really hard for people to do in this world, is legit to just be. Humans being. We're not humans doing. We're human beings. Human beings. Be like the bean. Just lay and take in the sun. It's necessary. You know? But it's so wild that she said that. Like, yeah. But I'm like, I legit. So I told my coworker, I'm like, I'm a Lyran. And it's so crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm a Lyran, I'm queer, I'm all this stuff, you know. Next thing you know, a couple minutes pass by, somebody walks, I shit you not, somebody walks by and their hat says Lyra on it, and not only that, the hat had the pride flag underneath it. So it said Lyra, it had the pride flag underneath it, bro. And you know what's so crazy too? Is when I did like the march, I forget exactly what it's called, but it happens in, forgetting where the pilgrims landed. It happened somewhere, but I did the march, and you know, there's no pride in genocide. That's when I really realized, like, holy shit, my journey came to this. Like, the whole me being queer, that's a part of my journey. Like, I've known that I was queer since I was a little kid. I've known this, you know, and it wasn't until I did that march where we talked about no pride in genocide that I saw like the flag that also included intersex people, which people barely talk about, you know, but included trans people, included non-binary, like actually included, of course, two-spirit people, you know. I was like, I've never been at a place where all the causes have been talked about, you know, where everybody is represented, because I grew up Catholic, then Christian, you know, then spiritual, then, you know, then veganism, then raw veganism, and went through all these different phases, different things, and all those places, especially the ones that were about like making things better, I'm like, there was always something missing, there was always something left out, there was no intersectionality. And it wasn't until I did this march that I was like, holy shit, like they actually talk about every single thing, and they have trans people in there. Like I feel represented, and it's so crazy. I got to hold the Palestine flag, so No pride in genocide. It all comes together, yo. They're trying to make war happen, and I saw war in a car today. They really want war to happen, but we can change things. I do believe in miracles, yo. Transfiguration. Mia and I were pulling cards the other day, and she pulled cards for me, and she was like, well, this card happened to be in this deck, but this card is from a whole other deck. I'm like, well, that's magic right there. That's transfiguration. That shit just manifested, you know? And then when she read the description of the card, it legit talked about transfiguration, and that song came up on the playlist. I'm gonna share the playlist in the comment section, but it's a playlist that just came. It's called Love Goddess, and you can be a man and listen to this. You know, like gender is gender is something that we created, but the messages within this Love Goddess album, you know, it's gonna definitely tap into your inner divine feminine, but divine masculine too, because I don't see how you can be a divine feminine without masculine parts, and I don't see how you can be a divine masculine without feminine parts. It just cannot be. It just cannot be. You know, that's where I've gotten to in my journey. Like, you just cannot have all of one and none of the other. It just doesn't work that way. So it's time for us to mesh. It's time for us to combine. It's time for us to become one. Love y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.